Hello, DDP students. Welcome to part 2 of the top part of the carabiner shuttle pin. This is where we left off, where we made the main body of the top part. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating features such as these that are going to allow for two parts. We haven't made them yet. They're the axle pin and the clip. And they go on the top part here. And these cutaways, these different features, are going to help place those parts in assembly. So let's take a look at what we have. We have a top cutaway that is triangular. We have a rectangular central extrusion inward. We have from this top part, it looks like a bite's been taken out of it. That's another cutaway. The center has a rectangular split right through it. And then we have a circle hole going right through both of these parts. So we're going to get started and model each one of these features. And let's get down to it. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is that if the top level component is activated, you want to switch that to the carabiner top and make sure that that is activated before you do anything else. So everything we do is to this component right here. So what we're going to start out doing is we're going to make visible plane 3, and we're going to create a sketch on it. And some other origins might show up. So we want to make sure that it's plane 3 that we're grabbing. So it's good to highlight over it to make sure that we're grabbing this one here. Okay, and that's what we want. And we're going to zoom in on this top part where we're going to be making our first extrusion. And I'm going to go to create and project. And I want to make sure that there is a point right here on the corner, and I want to project this line right here. And I'm going to go to my line tool by just hitting L, and I'm going to make a 90-degree line that is going to be 0.15. We're going to set that. And from the same point, I'm going to activate my line tool again, and from the same point, I'm going to make a 0.12 line. I'm going to connect these 2 points, and that's going to give us the exact angle that we need for our cutaway. I'm going to hit Finish Sketch, look at this from the side, and we're going to extrude. And this is only going to be extruded 0.09 inward. Sorry, it should be a negative. There you go. All right, and that's going to be our first cutaway. So we are going to do a construct offset plane, and we're going to turn our origin on for this. And what we want is we want this plane right here. Let's grab it. Make sure I'm grabbing it. Hello. Let's try that again. Okay, and I'm going to turn on the origin. There we go. I'm going to set the distance to 0.5. Okay, and I'm going to turn off my origin. So just this is here. We're going to create a sketch. Make sure we grab that face and no other faces. All right, and we're going to zoom in on this top part. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making that rectangular sort of divide, and we're going to split these two in half here. So I'm going to start off by going to my create project. I'm going to make sure that there is a point on either side. Okay, I'm going to activate my line tool, and I'm going to connect these 2 points. Make a line. I'm now going to activate this line, and I'm going to hit X to make it a construction line. Okay, that's good. And now what I'm going to do, let's just cancel that. And I'm going to activate my rectangle. And from the top line, I'm gonna make a rectangle. We'll dimension this in just a moment. Okay, so we are going to activate our midpoint constraint, which is here. And I'm gonna get the top line of the rectangle, and I'm gonna get the construction line. That's gonna lock it into a central place. So now it's centered. We're gonna hit D to activate our dimension. We're gonna set the height at 0.3. And we're gonna set the length to 0.115. Okay, we're gonna finish that sketch. Take a look at it from here. And we are going to extrude this in. We want to do a 0.5, negative 0.5. Okay. And that's going to be our second cut right here. So we are now going to go back to our construction. We're going to make plane 4 visible. We're going to create a sketch on it. Sure it's that. All right, and we're going to zoom in. And we're going to make that sort of cut that I said kind of look like a bite mark taken out of it. So let's zoom in. Okay, we're going to go to project. You could also hit P to activate this. And I'm going to get a point on either side of these lines here. Okay. I'm going to get my line tool, and I'm going to make I'm going to overshoot this just a little bit, but make sure that, you know what? Let me also project this line. Okay, that way it'll snap to it. So I'm going to make that line again, it's snapping. I'm going to overshoot just a little bit, make a 90-degree line down. Okay, and I'm going to use my coincident constraint. And I'm going to select the top line, and I'm going to select the corner. And now they're locked in, okay? And it's right on that line. We're going to hit D for our dimension. We're going to set this at 0.08. Oops, that's not good. Okay, so that's something I should have picked up. It's not a closed profile. So we need to make sure that, there we go. Now we're good to go. So we're going to go back and do a 0.08. Okay, and for here, we're going to activate our dimension tool. And as we're dragging the dimension up, we want to right click. We want to go to aligned. And then we want to set that dimension to 0.1. Okay. Once we've got those two in place, we're going to finish our sketch. And we're going to extrude this in. So this will be a negative 0.4. Okay. And that is our third cut. The next thing that we're going to be working on is we're going to be mirroring this cut and this cut. All right. And then we're going to be working on the middle part. So we're going to go to mirror. And what I like to do is, and we want to make sure this is features, okay, not bodies or anything else. And I like to grab certain things from the timeline, like extrusion. So all of the things you've done, mirroring and extrusions and sketches, it's all here. So I'm going to choose the last one, which is this bite right here, and it turns blue. And I want this top one, which is over here. I'm going to grab that. So now we're going to go to mirror plane. And just to see a little better, we could turn our origin back on, and we want this face. Okay, Okay, and we could see that is mirroring on the other side like we want. So I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to set that. And now we have those symmetrical cutaways here and this one in the center. The next thing that we're going to be working on is this cutaway in the center. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to go to inspect, section analysis, and this is going to slice things in half. And you saw this in the mini golf assignment, if you did it, that is. So we are going to select a plane, and they're kind of ghostly. They're here. So you could turn on your origin, and we want this face. All right. Let's just set this here. And what we want to do is we want to create a sketch on the same face. Okay. Let's turn our origin off, and we're ready to go. So what we want to do is we want to create a cutaway that mirrors this curve. That is only a section. It's going to cut right into it. So before we do that, we're going to go to Create, Project. We're going to grab this curve right here. Make sure we can grab it. So I'm going to go to my offset. And I'm going to grab that curve we just projected. And for this, we want a 0.02. Okay, we're going to set that. Now, what we got to do is we got to close this profile so it's a shape. So we're going to grab our line tool. And we're going to make a line from this point to that corner. And we're going to close that off. And we're going to go all the way up here. And we're going to close this off. Okay. It is a profile, but we want it to be a certain height. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate our line tool, and we're just going to make a random horizontal line. So to get it the height we want, we're going to dimension this line against the origin point right here. We're going to set that, activate our dimension tool, D to the origin 0.7. Okay. And now we can finish our sketch. And we have this little area here. So we're going to extrude. And we're going to select this section. We're going to set our direction to symmetric. We're going to go from half length to whole length. So we're going to switch that. We're going to set our distance to 0.05. We're going to hit enter and set that. And what we have is this little cutaway that's right here. All right. So we are now done with our section analysis. So we're going to go to our browser. And here under analysis, we're going to do the drop down. We're going to right click and we're going to delete it. Okay. And that's going to give us our whole part again. And let's just take a look at what we have. So we have this, this, and this. So there's only one more thing to do. We are going to create the whole. It's going to go through these two parts. And to do that, we're going to activate plane 3. We're going to create a sketch. Make sure we have the right plane. Okay, so it's the larger one. That's the one I want. And I'm going to get my circle tool, and I'm just going to make a circle. Okay, we're going to go to our dimension, and we're going to dimension from the center to this corner, 0.1. Okay, and that's going to kind of put it where we need to. We're going to set the diameter at 0.06. Okay. And let's see if we can add another dimension. If not, we're just going to go ahead. Yeah, okay. So we are now going to finish our sketch, and we're gonna extrude this profile through. And there you have it. We've just modeled every feature, and that concludes part 2 of the top part of the carabiner shuttle pin. I will see you at part 3. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on internal features here, which is going to involve threading. So I will see you there. Bye-bye.